Unsaturated butter will give you the same thing but less fat. So less fat is not going to make you have too much weight, because fat can be an enemy to our body. You understand? When we eat too much fatty foods, then we're looking for trouble, because the result of fatty food is, number one, cholesterol. Cholesterol is fat in the blood. When cholesterol is in the blood, it will not allow the blood to move. You know, the blood vessel is like a pipe. So when the cholesterol is there in the blood, it sort of like comes like a pipe on both sides of the pipe. Then gradually, it will be coming together. Before you know it, it's closed. When it's closed, that's when people have heart attack. That's when people have strokes, because the blood cannot flow again as it's supposed to flow. So we need to look at that. That fat can cause cholesterol. And from cholesterol, we can get heart attack, we can get stroke, blood pressures. When our blood pressure is high and we're not checking it and not controlling it, then we're looking for another trouble, because side effects of hypertension is stroke, is heart attack, is cardiac problems, is kidney problem, kidney damages. So we need to be looking mainly, the main thing we're looking for is what food are we eating? Then when you now look at that, after you've concluded on the food you are eating, you decide to choose the right food. Always look at the labels. Don't just go into chicken and chips shop, because you don't know the way they fry those chips. They use some very, very bad oil to fry chips. They continuously use it and use it and use it over and over again. But you can do your own chips in a better way at home without even using those strong saturated fats. So that's fats. Then we talk about carbohydrates too, which can increase, and if it increases too much, it can cause diabetes. Then another thing I'm looking at, let's leave food alone. When we're talking about all the things that could improve our health, exercise is number one too. If you're not active, then you're looking for trouble. And not just active, running up and down the whole London here and there. You need to dedicate a dedicated time whereby you want to exercise. Because when I tell people about exercise, they tell me, oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, I work too much. In my workplace, I'm always running up and down. I say, that is not exercise. You need a dedicated time. And I know youths are very good when it comes to exercise, because my boy will go to the gym at 1 a.m. They will say, Mom, this 24 hours gym. I say, why are you wanting to go to gym? Say, no, I need to. Oh, my body is aching, this and that. And these are things that will cause aches when you don't exercise. You get arthritis. The muscle starts getting toughened. Before you know it, it's back pain, it's knee pain. I have got knee pain. I can tell you, I have something on my leg now. But my own knee pain is because of my job, because I've used my body a lot in my life. I've been nursing patient for 39 years. So you can imagine, I've done everything you can think of. So I have my own occupational health problem that can come as a result of my job. So that's another problem. When you look at your job, you look at the hazard in that job, then you need to find a way out, how to help yourself, so that at the end of the day, you not become a patient. You will not become somebody that cannot be active again, because you've given all your life to a job that's made you have all this health problem. So these are things that we need to look into. You need to look into the diet you are eating. You need to look into doing exercises. Then I'm looking at emotional health. Because when we're talking about general well-being, it's about the physical, that's how the WHO define health. Is to do with physical, social, emotional, general well-being. So our emotions matters. A lot of people in this country, they've got mental health problems. A lot have got depression. Depression is a mental health problem. And it's because so many things has gone wrong. So how do we live our lifestyle? Which lifestyle are you living as a youth to cause a youth to have depression? We have youths, teenagers who are depressed. Why are they depressed? Some is not their fault. Some it could be from where they were coming from. Some will say, when I ask, oh, what is in your mom's life? What's your mom's health problems? I never know my mom. What about your dad? I never know my dad. because I was adopted. Fine. So this type of thing can bring about depression for a child that never know a father, never know a mother, because maybe somebody just decide to adopt that child and he doesn't know why. So gradually that can go into their mind and start making them feel depressed. But as Christians, we should be over all these things at the end of the day. Whatever it is that is depressing us or making us emotionally unstable, we need to come to the Lord, because that is why we are Christian. There's nothing a child of God cannot receive when he puts everything in the hands of the Lord. So that, I'm talking that as a Christian, because all of us, one way or the other, we've had things that disturb our emotion. And you know what emotional problem can give you? Emotional problem, apart from giving you mental health problem, it could increase your blood pressure. Like I said earlier, when you have blood pressure, we have 30-old people having blood pressure. Last week, I saw a 29-year-old boy with blood pressure. Why should he have blood pressure at that age? There must have been something that has been built in up that brought about blood pressure. But as Christians, we need to match things together and look at it. Look, this is not my portion. This is not my portion, because I am a child of God, and the finished work of Christ has already given me all I need to have. So emotional problem is something that we need to deal with. There's a lot of emotional problems going on in this country. In fact, until I came to this country to work, that's until then I realized that people have a lot of emotional problems. You know, back home, if somebody does anything for you, you just cry, you don't even think it's emotional problem. But here, they make a big fuss about it. So we as youth, as children of God, we need to fight that. If we are going through difficulties, maybe in school, or somebody is bullying you, or you don't have your mother, or you don't have your father, or somebody did something, or a stepfather did something, you know, a lot of things going on, because we see all these social problems. And that's will make you unhealthy, because you've put yourself in a position whereby you can start having blood pressure for the future. You can start having heart attack for the future. You can start having gastric ulcer. Ulcer is eating up the stomach. There's an acid in the stomach that sort of first of all goes on and on and on and on and on. It's secreting all the time. So you are sitting, the acid in your stomach is secreting. So if you are thinking too much, then you are causing more problem. If you don't eat at the right time, you are causing more problem, because that acid will keep scraping the lining of the stomach. And as it scrapes the lining of the stomach, that's what we call gastric ulcer. Gastric is stomach. Duodenal ulcer is the other organ below the stomach. So these are things you have to deal with. Emotional problems. If you want to live have a good health, you need to deal with whatever emotion is going on in your life. You need to deal with it. And the only way we can deal with emotional problem as a Christian is coming to the altar and laying everything down for the Lord to solve for us. So that is about emotional. I've talked about the physical well-being, about eating, about trying to do lots of exercise. The more exercise you do, the healthier you become. If you don't want to get on with having come at the end of the day, having arthritis, having high blood pressure, having diabetes, exercise is number one. I know so many people say, I don't have time for that, but it works. It really works. You try it and you realize that it works. So what do I want to talk about again? Honestly, you have questions to ask, because it looks like I'm just
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's enjoyed it. A round of applause for her, please. Right, our mommy. What I forgot to do is actually tell you her professional background, which is she's a doctor.
I'm not a doctor,
You're
sorry.
Not a doctor.
I don't want to be a doctor.
I want to call you doctor because you are a doctor for this evening.
Okay.
So, she has touched on a lot of different subjects within health. She has touched on emotional health, physical health, mental health, even touched on the scripture, spiritual health as well. So, this is not the first time we're having an interactive session in our church. So please, who has question? Because I have question, but I don't want to overrun her time. So who has question?
Can I go?
Yes.
First? Okay. All right.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
As you were talking, there's a question that keeps popping up in my head.
Yeah.
And it's because I have read quite a lot of things about it. And that is palm oil.
Yeah.
There's quite different types of oil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people told me palm oil for me, I have been told that about so many years ago that it's a no, because of the level of whatever that is in it. I don't know what it is. But somebody then told me that even between vegetable oil or olive oil or granite oil, there's so many of them. So I just want to know whether or not which one would be the healthiest, or are they all the same?
No, they're not all the same. Like I said earlier on, when you go to shops, you just try it. When you are like in Sainsbury's, look at where they put all the oil and look at the different names on the oil. You will see monosaturated oil. You will see polysaturated. You will see unsaturated. You will see saturated. Palm oil is saturated oil. It's not that it's not good. It's very, very healthy. It's very, very healthy. But the more you take it, then you're looking for trouble. You know, when we talk to patients, we're not saying no. We don't say no. Don't touch that anymore. We're just saying low. Always put it in your mind that it's not that no, that I cannot eat palm oil. Like me, I buy the smallest bottle of palm oil. Sometimes when I want to cook for it's palm oil that I like, but I won't put a lot. I will put, you know, the way we cook food in Nigeria, that all the oil will be on top. That is no way. It's out of order. You can put palm oil, a spoon of palm oil, you can use it to cook your food. You understand? So it's not like don't eat palm oil, because palm oil is saturated fat. And you will know it's saturated fat because when you put a little spoon of palm oil in the frying pan and you leave it for a long time, can you see the amount of oil? It thins out a lot. So you can imagine if you now put a lot, that thickness, and palm oil, you know, it's used to sleep. Like I'm using literal English now. It sleeps when, after you fry it and you put it down. Oh man, how do you say it now? Oh man, soon, you know, it sleeps. And when you eat it, when it goes into your body, that is the way it sleeps in your body. And like I said about cholesterol before, it becomes solidified. And when it becomes solidified, it's blocking the airways. Before you know it, if you do that regularly all the time, you're cooking with palm oil all the time, then you're looking for trouble. If you've been eating that from when you were a little girl, by the time you become 30, you go to doctor, you say cholesterol, you say, no, not my portion. I know how Christians will say, no. I forbid cholesterol. I tell you reject it. Reject it. It's there. You know, we have to be realistic. When you say somebody you got diabetes, die what? You know, my portion, I said, no. Jesus even told us to be wise now. We have to be wise. You can't be eating something and you don't expect illness to come. If God don't want illness to be around for people to, He will not create knowledge for doctors to be able to solve problems. You know, so there has to be illness. But do you want the illness? You know, there has to be difference between the Egyptian and the children of Israel. You know.